Good evening and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Grand Ledge graduating class of 2025. At this time, yes. At this time, I will ask all to rise as our madrigals will sing our national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, thank you, and you may be seated. Thank you, madrigals. That was beautiful, as always. My name is Ken Reitz, and I am the principal of Grand Ledge High School. Grand Ledge staff, students, friends, and family, we are all proud to celebrate this incredible group and each individual. Commencement is always one of my favorite events of the year, mostly because this is my casual Friday attire and it just happened to work out tonight. But while many people think this is an opportunity just to recognize our seniors, the primary goal of commencement ceremonies is to celebrate the high school principal. So let us commence celebrating me. So obviously I enjoy, we are here for the seniors. I did a similar joke during our spring senior meeting, and I told the seniors that our first important item of business was for all of the seniors to start shouting out compliments for me as the principal. And you could have heard a pin drop. That's how silent it was. And I mean, it was carpeted too, and you still could have heard that pin. So it was a bit of a hurtful silence, maybe. Thanks, seniors. But actually, to break the silence, I think somebody finally said, "Hey, you know, your hair could blend in with the snow during winter." And a compliment, I guess I don't know, but I would have taken anything at that point. So, I'm going to start this evening by recognizing some of our highest academic achievers for the class of 2025. I'll read the names of our top scholars and our students with some of the top GPAs. Students, as I call your name, please rise and then face the stands. Remain standing, and then we will clap for this group all at the end when I'm finished reading the names. Riley Goodkin, Michelle Odiase, Benjamin Spiegel, Elijah Hutchinson, Caitlin Roberts, Spencer Reese, Prajit Boinapalli, Ellery Curtis, Penelope Wernette, Benjamin Elder, Kylie Goodman, Gerline Kaur, Jared Breen, Margaret Rodriguez, Karis Philippak, Alyssa Leisenring, Delaney Hengesbach, Kieran Ganga, Jackson Mayat, Ava Vandlin, Aiden Ware, Emma Anderson, Violet House, Alexa Schaup, Naomi Fitton, Ava Delaney, John Miller, Abrielle Fountain, Nolan Snyder, Keegan Dougherty, Emmerich Gonchui, Aubrey Parrish, Ryan Kauser, Kayla Cebulski, Kyle Smith, Benjamin Snook, Emily Shapanik, Nadia Stiles, John Castaneda, Lillian Pettit, and Jocelyn Snitchen. Big round of applause for the top academic performers. Thank you, and you may be seated. So my message for you all tonight is that you are all someone's hero, whether you know it or not. So think about heroes. Think about being a hero, acting heroically. When you think of a hero, what is it that you think of? Who are your heroes and what do they do? These are actually questions that I asked our seniors earlier this year. So a hero can be many different people representing many different qualities. It is common to think of the amplified version of heroes, superheroes, but the heroes we interact with on a regular basis, they're not the kind that wear capes or tights. Actually, I dressed up as Buddy the Elf earlier this year and I wore tights, and it's not all it's cracked up to be, trust me. When I asked our seniors about heroes, I asked them to identify who their heroes are and what characteristics qualified them to be heroes. Now, one person did say that they thought it was a meat sandwich on pita bread with tzatziki sauce. I realized they misheard. They thought I said gyro. Delicious, don't get me wrong, but hero. If you're wondering which senior said that, you'll probably somebody just start to sink into their seat a little bit. But in reality, the answers, the information that I got from the seniors when they submitted their answers about heroes, they were inspiring. They were uplifting. We certainly had answers that included, superheroes and celebrities, historical figures, those who provide service and safety for our community. We had coaches and teachers listed, but the overwhelming majority of answers from our seniors were family. Parents, moms, dads, grandparents, siblings, other family members. I would assume that many of those heroes identified in this survey are in this arena tonight or are in some way watching over these seniors. It was kind of this group recognizing this group, which is great. Some seniors identified their moms as their heroes, and here are some of the things that they said. My mom's my hero because she's always there for me. My mom is brave. My mom helps others, makes me feel loved. My mom always works hard. My mom has helped me through hard times. My mom sticks up for me. She's nice. She's kind. My mom has been through a lot and continues to persevere. Some seniors mention their dad as their hero. My dad is my hero because he teaches me life lessons. My dad understands where others are coming from. My dad taught me everything I know. My dad is loyal. My dad is caring. And my dad always has my best interest at heart. Other seniors said grandparents, siblings, or others who are like family, and they often said that they're heroes because they are there when the seniors need them. Now, here's the other aspect that I did want to point out, is that other people's parents or people who treated our seniors as family were also listed as some of the heroes. And the reason that I point that out is because even though it's easy for us to recognize who we consider to be heroes, we often don't realize that we are the heroes to others. You are all heroes. Now, one of the selfish things about working in a school is that I get to be around heroes every day. Teachers, mentors, coaches, and students. That's right, class of 2025, you are heroes. In fact, you are my heroes. I don't know if you knew that. Did you ever know that you're my heroes? So, first of all, sorry, that one was unscripted. I do that sometimes, but that one, I just felt moved in that moment to sing that part. And I'm sure somebody up there is like, yeah, moved. I'd like to see your singing Move to the Parking Lot, pal. So, no, I get that too. But yes, class of 2025, you are my heroes. You are our heroes. You are the heroes of your family. You're the heroes of others that you encounter. You have to live up to the expectations of everyone who considers you to be a hero, and that's tough. It's a difficult responsibility. It might not be the responsibility that you signed up for or that you have sought out, but as a hero, you don't get to choose who are all of your heroism customers. Customers? No, that's not the right word. But I guess what is the recipient of somebody's heroism? It's not customer, that's silly. Benefactor, recipient, that's a little bit better. You know what? I'm going to start my whole speech over. Welcome to the... I'm sorry, all right. But the point here is that you don't get to decide who sees your positive attributes, who considers you to be a hero. You influence more people than you know, and you may never know who those benefactors or recipients are. That did sound a lot better, yes. So be aware of your actions and make sure your actions reflect the heroistic characteristics that you look up to and that you would want others to see in you. Now, the other thing, as I scoured through the submissions by the seniors, none of our seniors said that they picked a hero because that person is always perfect. There are times that things become difficult, which sometimes makes it more difficult to show those positive or heroic characteristics. Those difficult times may look different and last longer for different people, but even through those difficult times, each of you has a hero inside. And not only is that the hero that others may be looking for, it may also be the hero that you need. So you can also be your own hero. Now, I'm assuming that most of you are now wondering, gosh, I wonder if this message about heroes reminds Mr. Wright of any other songs. And I immediately saw a head shaking over there, like, nope, nobody's thinking that, move on. I get that too. But I'm going to pretend that you are wondering that. And yes, oh yes, it does remind me of a song. In fact, I know of a song by an artist who has a similar voice to my own, or so I am told, or so I would like to be told. The artist is Mariah Carey. All right, I'll wait for the snickers to subside. But the song addresses encountering difficulty or insecurity and recognizing that inner hero. And I think, checking the clock, it sounds like I have just a little bit of time to be able to give you a small sample of that song. So this song, titled Hero, talks about encountering difficulties, and then comes the hook, and it says, "And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth that a hero lies in you." I'll tell you, nothing makes me happier than pity claps, and so I appreciate that. I guess everyone's lucky that I didn't do that like famous Mariah Carey voice modulation thing that she does. Whoa! You know, I think that would have probably cleared the stands faster than some of my bad jokes. So, everyone, I ask you, please recognize the heroic characteristics you see in others. Strive to be an exemplar hero for both your known and unknown individuals or groups of people who look up to you. Harness the power and the positive impact of the hero that you have in you right now, and recognize that you are also a benefactor of your own heroism. But please never forget that main message: you are a hero. You are all heroes. Now, to wrap up my portion, I have just a few more Mariah Carey songs to butcher. No, I'm going to end with this. I would like to say thank you to our heroic staff members. Thank you to our heroic family and friends with us here today. And a big thank you to our heroes in the class of 2025. Thank you, and go Comets. Next, I introduce to you again our wonderful madrigal singers. They're actual singers. I'm a little bit jealous. But they are going to perform Seasons of Love. Take it away, madrigals.
How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter and strife, in 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measure in love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. 525,600 minutes. 525,000 journeys to plan. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man? In truth that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that she died. It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember the love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measure in love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. Seasons of
Thank you, Madrigals. Good evening, family, friends, faculty, and most importantly, the class of 2025. I'm beyond grateful for the opportunity to stand before you tonight on the closing chapter of this time of our lives. My name is Sophie Cook, and I'm the class of 2025 president. I can truly say there's been no greater honor than to serve this wonderful senior class. Today is a celebration of all that we went through to get to this moment, the good, the bad, and every moment in between. Our high school experience was supposed to be defined by our grades, our SAT scores, and how many achievements we could obtain. But I think our high school experience was more about the people we became along the way, the friends we made, and the failures we had to overcome. If it wasn't for those friends who supported us through our hardest times, our teachers who ensured our successes, and the coaches who guided us to victories, and even our families who have been there for us since the first day of kindergarten. The lessons we learned prepared us to start our next chapter. It is important to recognize the potential we now hold. Some of us will begin our journey to higher education. Some may already be on their path to the workforce, and while others still may be figuring things out. I believe that each and one of you seated before me is capable of changing this world. Every action we make, every word we speak, every decision we make has an impact, whether we believe it or not. Jane Goodall once said, "What you do makes a difference," and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make. How lucky are we that we get to go out into this world where our future is up to us to decide. Only you are able to achieve your dreams, and if you can dream it, you can be it. Every day we are faced with a decision, but now the largest one waits ahead. What's next? Comets, I hope that you choose to become someone that you're proud of. And as our chapter here ends tonight, do not be afraid of what is to come. In the words of beloved television star Mr. Rogers, often when you think you're at the end of something, you're at the beginning of something else. Class of 2025, this is your new beginning and your chance to make a positive impact on this world. As we receive these diplomas tonight, let it be a reminder of what you are capable of achieving. Congrats, Class of 2025. This is your moment to make your own. Our journey is just beginning and the world better be ready. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first commencement speaker for this evening, Evelyn Reed.
Good evening and congratulations, fellow graduates, class of 2025. My name is Evelyn Reed, and just like all of you, against any odds, I have made it to my graduation. I am not your valedictorian, your homecoming queen, your NHS, or class president. I am not even a top 25 scholar. In fact, one of my biggest accomplishments this year is waking up on time for my AP Bio exam. Although I've been entrusted with a handful of leadership opportunities, I will not stand here today and tell you that I am a confident leader. There have been many times where the opportunity to lead or to contribute came up, and I opted to ignore it. Inconvenient things come up every day that convince us not to reach for these said opportunities. Being too tired to care, being too well-rested to want to care. No matter how we choose to acknowledge it, there is always a reason to avoid things that make us uncomfortable. But with all these factors considered, I am standing in front of you today with this fashionable grad cap on my head, and in a matter of minutes with the flip of a tassel, the ability to seize opportunities as a high school student will be over. So I will seize this opportunity that I have right now, one last time, in hopes that maybe I'll inspire a room full of bright people before we part ways. When I decided I was actually going to lock in and write a speech, I knew I wanted to make the most of it. My options were to stand up here and give you a high school musical style congratulations that you forget come tomorrow, or to actually give you a message that you can save in your back pocket. Since I'm not really warmed up for a musical number and I'd rather leave that first option to someone a little more qualified, I chose the second. So with great effort, I narrowed down what I would say to my graduating class into a simple phrase. Be grateful for the opportunity to create change, and be passionate enough to face change. Let us focus on the first half of that phrase. Be grateful for the opportunity to face change. At this point in our lives, for maybe one of the only times ever, we are all experiencing the exact same event at the same moment in time. After today, the routines we have learned, peers relied on, and goals we have set will all be thrown to the mercy of change. Now, sure, there'll be this weird gap of time where we're all still bumping into each other and running into each other at Meyer, but within a couple of months, everything will be different. It is a matter of fate. Graduates, I cannot tell you that everything will be okay. In fact, I think that saying is an inherent lie. There will always be times where you don't know what your path is in life, not just as a graduating senior, but down the road as well. There will always be times where you diverge from whatever path you're on because something just doesn't feel right. Maybe this new path will lead you somewhere better, but maybe it will lead you somewhere worse. The point of this is that you shouldn't view change as a threat to your dignity or to your success. Do you go on a walk under dark clouds and then blame the sky for raining minutes later? No, because it was inevitable. That being said, I can tell you that everything in our lives will work out if we give ourselves time and grace to adapt. It's common for people to think that change tests our ability to make good decisions, but this isn't true. It tests our ability to commit to our decisions, ride them out, and learn from them, whether they work out for us or not. I saw a video recently about a dancer like me who fell victim to a near-fatal accident and lost all ability to dance the way she once could. The caption read, "Do it tired, do it scared, do it for the people who would kill for your opportunity." I was stunned by this delivery, and it completely changed my view on how I should approach uncharted waters. For us, we are scared to meet our college roommate, to navigate college courses, or to enter a trade that poses difficulty. I cannot express what a blessing it is to be scared of these things, and I hope you can take that into consideration tonight. What a blessing it is to be afraid of such a vast future, something that some young adults our age may never even be introduced to. This next chapter of change is scary, but it is so, so good to be scared. And I believe with my whole heart that in holding these beliefs close, you will take on change like it is just another day at the office. Too often we are so very hard on ourselves. We feel confident about how we look in a picture, but then we let someone else's picture completely 180 our perspective. We have all been in some kind of situation that makes us feel like we aren't trying hard enough. When we study until we're holding our eyelids open with our fingers, and then we receive a C on that same test. Or when we fall short as a teammate in a sport and take the blame for a loss. All of these things are what bring us together, yet we don't focus on that. We focus on that feeling that we aren't as good as anyone else around us. Earlier this year, on a particularly rough day, I showed up to school late and stopped to say good morning to my band director, Mr. S. After asking me how I was, I immediately lost my composure. I felt like I was a mess. I'm so stressed for no reason, I told him. There are people doing much more than me, and they can keep it together. I just feel like I'm not trying hard enough. I didn't know what kind of reply I expected, but he simply said, "Well, you're here, aren't you? You're trying harder than you think." It was something I have never been able to get out of my head, and I am lucky to know someone that will remind me of it. The idea that some days, simply showing up and making it a step out the front door is proof that you're trying. Well, graduates, you showed up today. Maybe feel like your hair doesn't look the best or there's a stain on your dress somewhere, but the truth is that you are worth celebrating in this moment for simply showing up and being yourself. So let us turn back one last time to the second half of that phrase. Be passionate enough to create change. Let's face it, most of us are using ChatGPT sometime within the last couple of years to speed through an assignment that we don't care about. It's easy, you say, it saves me time. Graduates, I urge you to find a reason to form your own beliefs, morals, and opinions, and to care about the change you can make from yourself alone. In our world today, there is so much to care about. No matter what you believe in, at least take that first step to advocate for it. There is this long-held idea that in order to have a voice worth hearing, you need to have a high GPA or an SAT score of a number that I didn't even know was possible. Wrong. If your voice is meant to carry, it will carry. Something few people know about Starry Night painter Vincent van Gogh is that it wasn't until he died that his paintings became famous, but the experiences he lived are what allowed for his work to be so highly regarded. I say this because it is okay to not see immediate results from the passion you put into your interests. It is more important to have the confidence to care enough to try and try again. In a world where you can be complacent, choose to be loud. If you think your voice isn't worth hearing, make it worth hearing. We are all capable of having whatever influence we want to have on the people around us. Choose to have a positive one. So, be grateful for the opportunity to face change and be passionate enough to create change. Your humanity has shaped you this far, and it will continue to. Against all odds, you will find joy in something that someone across the world also finds joy in. You will cry at a cheesy kids movie that a young girl also cries at, but for different reasons because she has not lived as much as you have. You will make mistakes that you deem stupid and go straight to Reddit to ask, how do I get a pen stain out of a dress shirt in 5 minutes? And find a creative answer somewhere because sometime in this world you weren't alone. I don't ask you to come together today as high schoolers, but as humans that still have so much learning, failing, and climbing to do. Your potential was not fulfilled when you ended with a 4.0 GPA, and it did not end when you failed a math quiz. Your job is not to make it through high school, it is to impact the world, and I urge you to take on the challenge in whatever way you can. Class of 2025, I am grateful to find consistency in you, but I am ready for a change. And a change starts with challenge. You are worth the fear and uncertainty that life throws at you, so fight for your dreams like it is a privilege to dream at all. As author of a series of unfortunate events, Lemony Snicket wrote, "If we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives." Congratulations on all you have accomplished and all you have yet to face. If this was the end of a cheesy Western movie, this would be the part where you ride off into the sunset with an overwhelming sense of pride and satisfaction. I hope you savor tonight's sunset for years to come. The simple success of making it this far and opening the door to so much more life to live. Reach high, class of 2025, your future awaits.
Thank you, Evelyn. Please welcome our Grand Ledge High School Wind Symphony as they play Clutch. Please give a hand for the Wind Symphony. Thank you, Grand Ledge High School Wind Symphony. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next senior commencement speaker, Jemima Doceris.
The picture isn't finished, and it never will be. We're all gathered here today waiting for something final to begin and something new to unfold. But before we go rushing into the newness, allow me to offer a pause. Allow me to give you something, not something to solve like a math equation or chase like a dream, but something to carry. It is that you are a part of a picture that you did not draw. Now, it's a simple sentence, but it does not hold a simple truth. Because we often like to think of ourselves as the artists of our own lives. We like to chase the myth that we're handed this blank canvas and every single decision that we make is ours and ours alone. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Because before you made your first decision, thousands upon thousands were made before you. The language that you speak, the body that you were born in, the land that you were born on, the rules that you choose to and not to follow, you did not draw these by your hand. And yet now it's all yours. You inherited them, given to you by someone who knew nothing but your name. Maybe the picture that you came in was smudged or chaotic. For some of you, the picture you were born into came with an abundance of security, opportunity, beauty. But for many of you, it came with silence and struggle. Again, none of which was your fault, but now it's all yours. You are a part of a picture that you did not draw, but now you hold the brush. The painting is far from finished. Every single decision you make leaves a mark. Every person that you love, every job that you take, every time you refuse to be cruel when cruelty is the easier option, you are painting, and not just for yourself. See, after this commencement, after this moment, life is not a solo project. We're often told that success is a ladder climbed alone, that fulfillment must be personal, that real lasting human change must be loud and unmistakable, but real, genuine, lasting human change often looks quieter. It happens in brave acts of care, in love and relationships, in how you show up and how you leave, and how you choose whether or not to fix or repair what others may have left broken. And here's the strange contradictory thing. Even though you didn't draw the original picture, your part matters way more. A painting isn't remembered for its blank spaces. It's remembered for its color, its depth that made someone pause, made someone feel, made someone just stop. The world needs your brushstroke on this painting, not somebody else's perpetuated version of you, but you with your humor and your joy and your light and your hands that tremble when they're about to do something important. Something I leave with my fellow graduates is that you can still add something beautiful even if the beginning wasn't. Again, this original picture was filled with an abundance of imperfections and wasn't ideal, but you can still add a corner of light or a detail of color. And maybe if you're lucky, you'll get to witness someone walk through life differently because of what you chose to add and to create, whether that is 1 or 1 billion people, and allow that to be a comfort to you when you're inevitably feeling behind or uncertain, or that the person sitting right next to you has it all figured out and you don't. Every single person you admire is improvising on this picture. Every single person that you think is ahead of you is standing on the structure of somebody else's sacrifices. And yet we still keep painting, and that decision matters so much more than any job title, more than any resume, but what you choose to add and what you choose to add to the creation. So ask yourself today not who you want to be, but what kind of picture you want to help create. Do you want it to be a world where people are seen, where it's safe to be soft, where justice isn't an afterthought but a foundation, where people can live freely, laugh loudly, live unapologetically? Then begin right now. You don't need permission to begin painting, as you're already holding the brush. So be brave, not all at once, but just a little at a time. Because the world isn't waiting for you or someone else, it's waiting for what you add. You're a part of a picture that you didn't draw, but now it's all yours. Not to shape, not to control, but to create. So congratulations to the artists of 2025, and thank you for picking up the brush.
Thank you, Jemima. Please welcome back our Grand Ledge High School Madrigals as they sing The Lonesome Road. Please give a hand for the Madrigals.
Some road, oh,
Thank you, Madrigals, Dr. Wright, Superintendent Dr. Barnes, Grand Ledge High School staff, Grand Ledge Board of Education, family, and friends. On behalf of the Grand Ledge High School Class of 2025, we are ready to receive our diplomas.
Keegan Duke Doherty. Caden Wilson Allen. Sophia Roberta Zander. Maya Isabel Medellin Thalen. Alexis Renee Sutter. Alex Fulkerson. Kyler K. Campbell. Kylie Lauren Campbell. Skylar Lee Hope. Lauren Olivia Gay. Chloe Michelle Schweer. Riley Marie Gongalski. Malachi Cottrell Hayes. Zechariah Israel Jones. Alexander James Bretz. Taylor Jade Ybarra. Carly Jean Moore. Genevieve Chelsea Sabanda. Emily Renee Kempton. Anushka Walia. Prajit Dev Boinapalli. Hannah Joelle Totten. Faith Lorena McLaren. Harmony May Brown. Ryan Veen Bauk. Landon Lucas Barton. Naya Irene Washington. Molly Haven Waterman. Kaylee Tremblay Hopkins. Grace Caroline Freed. Samantha Marie Ranshaw. Selma Sabick. Mallory Elizabeth Yersa. Madison Lauren Massey. Cassidy Brooke Rohde. Ariana Renee Lino. Kaylee May Moore. Riley Joanna Erickson. Owen Richard Philip Schreiner. Cassius James White. Luciano Santos Benavides. Avery James Knapp. Riley Ann Saltzman. Taylor Marie Smachinsky. Zoe Annette Hart. Sophia Karis Long. Abigail Culler Deaton. Lillian Rose Pettit. Elena Marie Nevin. Jade Elizabeth Mouton Campbell. Naya Imani Douglas. Maya Dean Foskett. Haley Ann Rogers. Evelyn May Reed. Kylie Rose Morgan. Jocelyn Jean Snitgen. Quinn Mirabelle Thalen. Kate Lillian Oberdank. Penelope Rose Wernette. Ava Ryan Vandlin. Kira Riley Blackburn. Lacey Jewel Baker. Brianna Lewis Craig. Maria Wiedela. Lucy Charlotte Schultry. Jaden Philip Gardner. Cambry Alexandria Eberly. Henry Halstead Millbrook. Sean Michael Johnson. Jordan Thomas Ellsworth. Isaiah Michael Odell. Preston Scott Bonet. Tyler Daniel Konezny. Owen Michael Boucher. Gavin Lee Wajanki. Ian Maricame Medina. Maxwell Eric Bernard. Drew Maxwell Buckland. Spencer Matthew Tyson Cooper. Deshaun Lamont George Jr. Alessandra Radine Mons. Gavin James Coates. Alex James Moran. Isaac Troy Hansbarger. Mercedes Lynn Braun. Molly Anna Darden. Kyle James Smith. Aiden Patrick O'Keefe. Ava Kathleen Reynolds. Alicia Isabel Lopez.
Ruby Charlotte Isaacs.
Lola Louise White. Bryn Noel Gallahan. Gianna Marie Nacarado. Sophie Elizabeth Cook. Kason Ione Strohaver. Ella Morgan Baird. Audrey Elizabeth Kotu. Elizabeth Ann Garsha. Savannah Rose Hopper. Jasmine Sophia Pichet. Kaslin Lee Mann. Matthew David Nelson. Michael Ashton Lishevsky. Keaton Joseph Beck. Callahan William Knight. Jackson James Lipsy. Elia Elise Sobleski. Abby Celeste Sobleski. Kennedy Elizabeth Ray. Lillian Lynn Geiger. Kylie Ann Jones. Isabel Celine Piggott. Matthew Allen Shelp. Daniel Jesus Antonio Anguiano. Emily Lynn Wise. Danica Elizabeth Clusty. Gretchen Chantel Lawback. Kaylee Colleen Carey. Teddy Rose Hinkle. Ash Rose Merrick. Vivian Marcella Tuckey. Kayla Jordan Sabalski. Bailey Sue Tokar. Marcy Lynn Lay. Claire Avery Brownfield. Caitlin Elizabeth Dewey. Emma Alice Marie Miller. Gabrielle Renee Price. Kayla Renee Fredette. Gage Michael Nelp. Ryan Joseph Hake. Braden Rick Alana. Lucas Allen Combs. John Ethan Castaneda III. Addison Nicole Walton. Alfred Zhang. Benjamin Ward Snook. Emily May Shapanik. Kara June Blankenship. Allie Brooklyn Call. Brandon Liu. Aiden William Brown. Matthew John Engelbrecht. Jalen Savoy Robbins. Braylon Anthony Sobsick. Cooper Stephen Lapp. Dominic Antonio Harold. Ethan James Rubelman. Seda June Starin. Abigail Renee Keep Sparks. Joshua Lane Chapman. Gage Michael Flynn. Gabriel Michael Saxton. Zayden Thomas Runk. Gavin Donald Knoll. Jeffrey Ryan Knoll. Hunter Lee Keller. Elijah Finley Mann. James Andrew Jack Kent. Vincent Cole Pearson. Benjamin John Drake. Brendan Matthew Anderson. Jackson Thomas Fosberg. Jeremy Aiden Pangburn. Savannah Rose Grosshans. Jacob Daniel Proctor. Amélie Clamet. Amy Vanille. Foy Dorian Pierce IV. Max Andrew Russell. Anne Catherine Grew. Akira Sue Lang. Addison Monet Fulton. Megan Elaine Zan. Michelle Osanor Odiise. Melody Ray O'Keefe McGee. Nicobe Michael Ray Divish. Dalton Wayne Gibson. Cheyenne May Randolph. Emily Sky Hagerman. Abrielle K. Fountain. Riley Kaylin Plunkett. CJ Bekovic. Jaden Hiromi James Wells. Ethan Cole Lance. Damian Michael Smith. Memphis Victoria Coker Marque. Andrew Terry Walters.
Giabella Grace Brown. Maggie Nellie K. McElroy. Orion David Ballore. Joe Louise De Leon Jr. Aiden Patrick Cluley. Alexander David Britton. Tia Jolie Logaman.
Lillian Rose Lockwitz.
Chelsea Ann Driver. Leah Mackenzie Newbert DeVries. Kiara Ann O'Boyle Woods. Jacob Robert Bauer. Kiana Marie Ruvalo. Carson John Daly. Ashton James Thompson. Wyatt Hilden Reiber. AJ Allen McElhaney Jr. Marion Rosette Fawez. Nadia Stiles. Andy Sequoia Pertler. Hannah Lynn Miller. Audrey Elizabeth Cole. Marissa Renee Myers. Stephen Garrett Savoy. Natalie Kim Townsend. Caitlin Bree Seaman. Sydney Rose Magrita. Allie J. Lasky Hoffman. Samuel Moody Brown. Yadian Humberto Alvarez Villanova. Theron James Newbacher. Keegan David Sharon. Tori Edwin James Nyquist. Jaden Ray McGammon. Connor Gerald Solden. Faith Marie McCarthy. Connor Jess Cornett. Grayson Thomas Rumsick.
Brady Lee Boer.
Alyssa Faith Lysenring. Enrique Edgar Guerra. Brady J. Stefanik. Brianna K. Corbeil.
Ella Danielle Landry.
Zacchaeus Ezekiel Dustin Knoll. Aubriana Christina Agee. Charles Michael Wright. Jordan Christopher Applegreen. Emma Marie Lind. Amira Grace Secord. Noah Tennyson Grover. William Raymond Carney. Logan Joseph Pizzo. Caleb Michael Jamal Glasgow. Wait for your name. Wait. Samuel William Fenstemaker. Jacob Edward Diller. Terrence Alexander Grant II. DeMarcus Javon Fox. Carter Matthew Costello. Justin David Williams. Ava Mae Delaney. Rayleigh K. Bennett. Brooklyn Marie Rogowski. Mira Josette Coscarelli. Samantha Marie Postema. Addison Peyton Plow. Lonnie Tram An Win. Addison Joy Burke. Brooklyn Paige Densmore. Adriana Colette Marie Cook. Laura Martinez de la Fuente. Siranya Shauna Songkrom. Tessa Marie McClung. Delaney Susan Hengesbach. Mia Jean Sanchez. Toby Kenneth Buckland. Vivek Anil Dayanand. Emric Yimga Cameron Ganshui. Jamima Martina Fafale Dos Reis. Nora Ann Neuenheis. Inderpreet Mathan Singh. Gabriel John Lopez. Colin Wiley Charity. Chase Allen Redlinger. Thomas Paul Callahan Kiefer. Easton Britt Cochran. Emma Grace Anderson. Karis Ann Philippak. Aubrey Elizabeth Parrish. Anna Isabel Margaret Kelly. Gerline Kaur. Ellery Rose Curtis. Alexa Rose Schaup. Naomi Ray Fitton. Liliana Mogati Alisan. Eliza Ann Polinsky. Lainey Elizabeth Burkholder. Sophia Ann Kernan. Carter James Hogue. Alexander Charles Wygocki.
Bianca Shawtez Lane.
Grace Marie Parker. Brenna Jean Dart. Alea Kiana Evans. Jack Edward Lambert. Brody Michael Duncan. Michaela Patricia Parrott. Amaya Lynn Graham. Cole Thomas Baker. Landon Mitchell Hastings. Hunter Allen April. Blake Edward Rademacher. Chase Brendan Harkins. Arnold Richard Hobart. Jason Orlando Rivera. Parker Daniel Monaghan. Alexis Maria Garcia Zaragoza. Faith Lynette Landers. Abigail Nicole Perry. Reagan Jolyn Ward. Abigail Elizabeth Blastic. Kylie Emma Goodman. Alexander Cornelius Chemick. Adam Cooper Legal. Theodore Jack Bomber. David Glenn Hardy. Alexander Stanislav Babich. Caitlin Vernosha Roberts. Blair Kirkus. Benjamin John Weston. Lucas Adam Grostefan. Hayato Oshida. Ethan Joseph Schmidt. Nolan Thomas Snyder. Benjamin Daniel Spiegel. Spencer Wayne Reese. Jacob Jeffrey Crowfoot. Kieran Noah Ganga. Camden Robert Burke. Daniel Henry Thomas. Is it an I or an O? Myatt? I. Jackson Thomas Myatt. Elijah Clayton Hutchinson. John Patrick Miller. Ryan Christian Kauser. Isaac James Sunbeck. Kelsey Ann Mead. Willow Jane Nelson. Elizabeth Jane Lynn Savoy. Aiden Mitchell Ware. Samantha Silvestre Salazar. Rebecca Marie Freitag. Chloe Summer Hill. Elena Rose Harden. Samantha Rose Collins. Violet Elizabeth House. Margaret Isabel Rodriguez. Ty Anderson Janash. Sean Owen Gilmore. Cecil Dabwe Chi. Wyatt Baker Miller. Isaac Richard Rowe Shipman. Michael Brian McClinton Jr. Colin James Miller. Alexavier Lee Duprest. Carter Ellis McKinney. Deshaun Joseph Minor Jr. Joel Solomon Hatley. John Robert Davidson. Tyler Joseph Kirkpatrick. Symphony Isabella George Munger. Addison Renee Shamahorn. Ashton Bailey Walker. Elena Isabel Ruiz. Ty Patrick Ellis. Lamar Philip Sego. Ethan James David Curry. Jared Scott Breen. Benjamin Darwin Elder. Janelle Victoria Funches. Kathy Wynn. Lily Marie Cooper. Jonathan Hypolite David. Anwar Diaz Proctor Jr. Karsten Thomas Kraus. Riley Danielle Goodkin. Mackenzie May Kane. Shayla May Kaiser. Ava Lynn Crow. Jaden Catherine McAllister. Jalen Joseph McAllister. Grady James Milbrook. Benjamin James Hawkinson. Logan David Cadwell. Jacob Gerald Southworth. Evan William Sparks. Christopher John Panich II. Braden Michael Andrus. Jerome Stephen Barnes II. Austin Ryan Chambly. Ryan Alexander Balser. Drew Robert Westfall. Gracie Diane Meganoff.
have to be afraid of what you are. There's an answer if you reach into your soul, and the sorrow that you know will melt away. And then a hero comes along with the strength to carry on, and you cast your fears aside, and you know you can't survive. So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong, and you'll finally see the truth, that a hero lies in you. It's a long road when you face the world alone. No one reaches
clouds were swift. Roughless clouds were
Where'd all the time go? It's starting to fly. See how the hands go, waving goodbye. You know I get so forgetful when I look in your eyes. Now she's walking backward through a parade, and I'm stuck in the shadow, blocking the shade. There ain't no way to sweep up the mess that we made. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn the stone in hospitals and funeral homes. And when the fog rises, somebody sighs who is not in disguise anymore. There's nothing to keep you from falling in love. It starts at the bottom, it comes from above. Like pieces of a puzzle, like a hand in a glove. She gets dressed up like a pillow, so she's always in bed. Flowers for the sick and dead. She's on the go, way too fast and way too slow. She'll turn to stone in hospitals and funeral homes. And when the tide rises, somebody sinks and is gone in the blink of an eye. Somebody sinks and is gone in the blink of an eye.
All right. Before I wrap us up, Comet families, can we please give our class of 2025 one more huge round of applause? All right, well, good evening, seniors, and good evening to all of our Comet families, friends, and staff. My name is Dr. Barnes, and I'm the superintendent here for Grand Ledge Public Schools. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to speak with you tonight, as graduation is the culmination of all of the work, the learning, and the growth that takes place in our school district. And at the end of the day, it's why we all do what we do as educators. So to begin, I want to take a moment to commend our student speakers. It's not easy speaking in front of a large crowd of your friends, classmates, educators, and families, but all of you were amazing. And in addition, our student musicians has always sounded great. So thank you for your performances this evening as well. Please give our speakers and musicians a round of applause. So I spent a large portion of my educational career as a high school principal, and I was always a little bit jealous of the superintendent because the high school principal, the office team, and the high school staff spends months and months preparing for graduation, and the superintendent gets to show up at the end, say a few words, including the part that says you've now graduated, and then leave while the high school team has to stay, organize, and clean everything up. So I want to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Wright, Mrs. Vandenbosch, and the entire high school team for everything that they have done to put together tonight's program, and even more importantly, everything they've done to ensure that all of you seniors were able to walk across the stage tonight. Let's give our high school team a huge round of applause. So next, speaking of staff, at Grand Ledge Public Schools, we have over 700 employees. And seniors, throughout your time here, they've all played a role in helping you get where you are today. Whether it was your teacher feeding you lunch, getting you to school safely, helping you when you needed it, or keeping our buildings clean and maintained, the GLPS team has had a role in you getting here tonight. So, they were behind me on stage, now they're out there. But that's our entire high school instructional staff, and it's incredible to see them all here in their regalia as it shows their commitment to the educational process and helping all of you to get where you are out there this evening. So let's give the high school staff and all of the staff members across the district who shaped your journey a huge round of applause. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention our staff that's sitting over there as well that came up to give diplomas tonight to some of you graduates. So thank you, staff. And finally, seniors, Dr. Wright, I think, did an excellent job of hitting on this, but you wouldn't be down there if it wasn't for all the people sitting up there. Your family, your friends, your support networks, they've been with you through it all. From the first time you walked through the doors of Grand Ledge Public Schools to where you are tonight. So, seniors, let's turn around and thank the people up there that helped you get to where you are down there. So, as many of you may know by now, I am a proud graduate of Grand Ledge High School myself. So 25 years ago, seems like a long time now, I was sitting down there right where you are with the class of 2000, waiting for my superintendent to give the final word that I was graduating. At that moment, I never thought I'd be up here tonight, not only congratulating on your accomplishments, but also welcoming you into the Club of Grand Ledge alumni. My education at Grand Ledge Public Schools laid the foundation for me to go out into the world and come back here in this capacity, and I have no doubt that you now have the skills that you need to navigate the next phase of your life and your future career. You've learned a lot during your time in Grand Ledge, navigated some challenges, and hopefully had a little fun too. So throughout our history, Comets have gone out in the world and done amazing things. And after you leave here tonight, you'll have the opportunity to do so as well. You received an outstanding education here, one that will allow you to follow your own path and make the world a better place. So my advice to you, as soon-to-be fellow alumni, is very simple. First, work hard, because success is earned and it's not given. And second, treat people with kindness and respect, even when it's difficult. And I believe if everyone did those two things on a daily basis, a lot of the problems in the world would be solved. So I challenge you, when you leave here tonight, to do both throughout your life. So, we've now reached the time of the night that everyone's waiting for, and to help me with that, I dug up a piece of Grand Ledge history for the occasion, complete with a class of 2000 vintage tassel. Yes, class 2000, that I dug out of my parents' basement to demonstrate our next step. So, when I give you the signal, not yet, you're going to take your tassel from the right side of your hat and you're going to move it to your left. Don't do it yet. You got to wait for me to tell you to. Once you've turned your tassel, I'm going to say congratulations, and at that point, you will officially be graduates of Grand Ledge High School, and at that point, you can throw your hat in the air and celebration begins. So once you have thrown your hat in the air and you have picked it up and found it again, so that maybe 25 years from now, you'll have your hat and tassel, please come forward towards the stage, and then you're going to turn right, and you're going to proceed through the tunnel of teachers. They're all there waiting to tell you congratulations. Friends and family, we ask that you wait outside, and the graduates will make their way out to you after they've made their way through the tunnel. But before we can do any of that, there's a couple of important words that I get the pleasure of saying. I am always proud to be a Comet, but tonight I am especially proud because I get to say this. Comets, on behalf of the Grand Ledge Public Schools Board of Education, I am honored to confer the diplomas for the class of 2025 and officially pronounce you graduates of Grand Ledge High School and fellow alumni. Seniors, at this time, turn your tassels from the right to the left. You are now Grand Ledge High School graduates. Congratulations!
Parents and families, meet your graduates outside in the parking lot near the Gilbert Pavilion gate.